sit back and enjoy the action. It's a Dundee derby in the company of Jim Duffy, Ian McCall and Ian Auld.
Thank you, Kenny. Welcome to Dundee, where the temperature may be dropping, but a sold-out Dens Park will ensure a red-hot atmosphere for the second Dundee derby of the season. In form, Dundee United come down the street, first footing at neighbours Dundee, in a game which means so much to Dundonians, whether you're a dark blue or a tangerine. The second Dundee derby of the season, the first of 2025, is about to get us underway. Both teams are out, and the atmosphere building around Dens Park, a sold-out stadium for a highly anticipated match. Dundee United do the honours. They get us underway. They will go left to right in the first 45 minutes towards the Bobby Cox stand, Dens Park, and Dundee, the home side, will go right to left towards the Bob Shankly stand here at Dens Park. Both sides in their traditional colours. Dundee with the navy blue shirts, white shorts and socks, and Dundee in the tangerine and black. And already Dundee United on the attack. Bit of tidying up to do for Astley on the far side, and Dundee United have possession on the left-hand side. Ferry looking to get an early cross into the box and test out that Dundee side with some changes into the back line, and the header comes in and it's touched away by Trevor Carson, and inside 47 seconds, Ian McCall, United on the attack.
Yes, Dalby again. His goal scoring record right now is terrific. I think it was, we couldn't quite see from here, I think it was Middleton that put in a really good cross, or it might have been the left back, but he gets away from his marker really well, and it was almost in slow motion, the save, but a good save.
So United with the first corner of the evening, swung in towards the 6-yard box. Trevor Carson gets something on it, and the foul goes the way of the Dundee goalie. We've seen a few incidents in the last couple of days, more protection to goalie. Stuart Kettlewell had a bit of a rant about challenges on goalies, and Trevor Carson, this time Jim Duffy, gets a free kick and gets a chance to take some pressure.
Yeah, I mean, Dundee United started the game very brightly up the left-hand side, getting a good cross in. I'm not sure if Trevor Carson slipped a little bit. It seemed to make that initial save a little bit more difficult than it seemed. But then from the resulting corner, I think he just get blocked off, and the referee, Stephen McLean, gave him a free kick. So, yeah, it's been a very open match so far, but Dundee United certainly on the front foot.
Dundee go into this one without a win in the derby in the last 7. Mohamed Stila heads on the halfway line, looking for Palmer Holden. United get it forward. It's met by the chest of Luke Graham, who has only made one start for Dundee in the Premiership this season. That was against Dundee United on match day 1, before he was shipped off to Falkirk on loan. But he's been recalled after impressing for John McGlynn's side, and he's been recalled straight back into the Dundee starting lineup. Jordan McGee and Billy Kimetio miss out through injury. Dundee have the free kick. Trevor Carson, 10 yards inside his own half, sends the ball forward down that right hand side, helped on by Clark Robertson, but it's had to play on the far side for a throw in. Ian and Jim, you've got plenty of Dundee derby experience. I'll start with yourself.
Please don't start with me about a derby experience, because I had about 8 derbies and I never won one.
I didn't want to bring that stab just yet, but Ian,
I had a lot of draws. Well, at least it was interesting seeing Luke Graham there. He was been terrific at Falkirk, but if he thinks he's going to get that amount of time in the first 30 seconds of derby, he could think again. He was caught in possession, but a very, very good young player.
Headed forward for Simon Murray. Bit of tidying up for Dundee United as it goes back to Jack Walton, all in yellow this evening. It's a long ball forward. United will chase down the left-hand side as it's helped back towards Trevor Carson in the sky blue. Carson spent some time at Dundee United back in season 21-22. He joins a couple of players on the field that have played in the dark blue and tangerine. Here come United down the left-hand side. Ferry getting forward up to the byline. Nelson comes across once again, this time towards the near post of Trevor Carson, who grabs it and points the way forward for Dundee as he launches the ball forward. It's Palmer Holden who'll chase, and he's fouled just at the touchline just below us. And Dundee have an early free kick, Jim Duffy.
Yeah, I mean, it was an obvious free kick, but I mean, Trevor Carson there, they're using the ball very quickly, and Dundee keeping two players up the pitch. You know, normally one of your strikers drops off into the kind of midfield area, but they kept two players up there, which put the Dundee United back three under pressure, and an excellent opportunity now to relieve some of the initial pressure from Dundee United and try and test, Jack Walton in the Dundee United goal.
This one is just in front of our commentary position down the Dundee left-hand side. Finlay Robertson is over it, not too far away from the edge of the Dundee United 18-yard box. Robertson swings it in. Good-looking ball towards the edge of the 6-yard box. United get it clear and helped away on the edge of the area towards Sam Dalby to chase. And a bit of mopping up for Robertson. In fact, the play has been brought back for a foul on the edge of the United penalty area.
I think Steve McLean just looking to see if the Dundee United had an advantage, and saw there was no advantage, so brought the ball back for a free kick. But yeah, we expect it to be quite an open game, even, and I think there was a chance that both teams might cancel each other out. But two terrific results in their last games means that they're both getting this game high in confidence, and I think we're seeing that already with both teams getting at each other every opportunity.
Big blast forward from Walton. 7 clean sheets to his name this campaign. The third best goalie in the Premiership is Adebayega down this Dundee United right-hand side. Forward it comes. Dundee win it back, and Mohamed Salah has it. Crosses the halfway line. Goes out to the right-hand side in search of Mulligan. Mulligan in back to Lyle Cameron. Midway through United half, plays the 1-2 with Mulligan. United come down the right hand side. Good play from Mulligan, whips in the cross, and it's headed behind for a corner. Direct play from Mulligan, and Dundee have their first corner of the evening.
Yeah, terrific from young Mulligan down that right hand side, playing right wing back. He's not really a wing back, but he did ever so well. And Kevin Holt, good centre back, takes up the correct position and just heads out. But good play from Dundee.
Finlay Robertson has made his way over on the far side to take Dundee's first corner of the evening. 6.5 minutes gone. Dundee 0, Dundee United 0. Up steps Robertson, swings it in towards the 6-yard box, headed away by United, and they can break. Middleton, out it comes down the left-hand side, waits for support, gets it in the form of Dalby, and Dundee with Graham in possession with a bit of mopping up to do at the byline. It's not crossed yet, and the two players contest before eventually support comes, and forward Dundee have it once again. Murray inside the centre circle in the United half, flicking it on. It's Ferry on the far side, launches the ball forward, met by the chest of Ryan Astley, and it's pinged back the way it came. Out of play on the far side. Lyle Cameron's in a hurry to get going, although he waits for Mulligan. Now Cameron has it once again. Back to Mulligan on the right hand side, up to the edge of the United box, in deep towards the back post, looking for Palmer Holden. United get it away, and now on the halfway line, the home side have it once again, with Graham in field to Robertson, and it's Astley out to Mulligan. Neat and tidy from Dundee. That's a lovely ball for Mulligan. Palmer Holden has broken the United back line, touched away from the goalie. Finlay Robertson, saved off the goal line. Still not cleared. Adewumi on the turn, penalty spot, and drills it wide.
What an opportunity for Dundee there. Terrific play down the right hand side. A lovely little ball into the channel. As you mentioned, the Palmer Holden get to the byline, pulling it back. Bolton getting a hand to it, pushing it out. I wasn't sure if it was Robertson or not, but anyway, he came in and he's trying to make sure just a good clean contact, hit the target, which he did do, but the United managed to scramble off the line.
I think that the best thing about that was Palmer Holden's movement. He's taking him towards the ball and just reverse behind him to make it quite an easy pass into the space. But terrific defending from Dundee United, but Dundee have started to dominate.
Ryan Strain with the block on the goal line. That's the best chance so far as we approach the 9th minute mark. Ryan Strain knocking the ball off the goal line. Adewumi on the follow-up, pulling the shot wide. So far so good for Tony Docherty, who's perched on the edge of his technical area with the hands behind his back. He was asking in his programme notes for the Dundee fans to get right behind his side this afternoon.
Yeah, in terms of United, I think the fullbacks maybe need to play a little bit narrower just now, because the amount of times they're leaving the centre-backs 2 and 2 with both strikers, and it's isolating them. Should be able to defend in isolation, but Dundee at this point look to the legs in the centre-backs, the Dundee strikers.
Long ball forward from the Dundee goalie Carson. Michko Seville has it for United, out in search of Trapanovsky on the far side. He wants a foul, and he's been told to get back on his feet by the referee, Stevie McLean.
I think it's a derby. If you get nudged, you're not going to get a free kick there. That's because you've got to be a bit stronger.
Here come Dundee once again. Clark Robertson swings the ball forwards. Jack Walton out 12 yards out his box to claim, and rolls it out to the far side to Will Ferry, who's been a revelation since signing in the summer from Cheltenham Town. Infield that comes to Michko Seville. United have it once again with Doherty. He's under pressure from Seb Palmer Holden. United want a free kick. It's a throw-in instead on the far side. Just as we expect, guys, 10 minutes in.
I think the Dundee United captain may have to come off, Ross Doherty. Maybe not. I just thought I saw him wave to the bench, but he seems okay.
Doherty in place of David Babunski. The only change from United's win back down the street on Sunday against Aberdeen. United have it once again with Stevenson. Now with Doherty midway through the Dundee half as Middleton down this right-hand side. His cross blocked by Mohamed Silla. And United have the throw-in just in front of the Dundee technical area. Ryan Strain, the summer signing from St Mirren. Across to take it. Strain into the feet of Stevenson. Middleton. No way through for United. Dundee get it clear, helped on by Adebayoga. Adewumi goes to ground under tackle of Doherty, but referee waves play on, and Dundee have it once again with Simon Murray just inside his own half. No way through, although he gets the ball back at the second attempt. And Dundee have possession once again on the far side with Cameron. Now Astley. Astley goes long in search of Adewumi. He's on loan, and his loan expires in a couple of days' time. Donny Doherty will be desperate to keep a hold of Olusegun Adewumi. He's made an impact since arriving from Burnley. They'll have to chase this one down as United go back to Will Ferry up the left-hand side. No way forward, and there's a coming together of two players, and the referee Stephen McLean has stopped play. A head knock looks a difficult one for Astley. I think is down with the head knock.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's Clark Robertson. I think it's Clark Robertson. He heads it back at Delby's head, I think, and just the referee Stephen McLean has to stop the game, which he has done. But it'll just be a drop ball in Dundee's favour, I'm presuming here.
Yeah, Stephen McLean taking charge of his 6th Dundee derby as the last referee to produce a red card in his fixture when he sent off Dundee goalie Scott Bain back in 2017. Very experienced referee taking charge of this one. And their game has restarted. Carson strokes the ball out towards the right-hand side, and it's met by Ferry. And out of play for a Dundee throw. 13 minutes in, Dundee 0, Dundee United 0 on BBC Radio Scotland. Quite an action-packed start to 2025 in terms of Premiership life anyway, as while Cameron goes to ground here midway through the United half. Play on, says the referee, and United will get going down the left-hand side. It's Trapanovsky scampering after the ball, catches it at the corner flag. He's up against Astley, tries to get the ball in. It's blocked by the big Dundee defender as Dundee United have it back with Strain. Pops the ball up the line for Middleton to chase at the corner flag. Looks for the return pass of Ryan Strain, but Dundee get the block and United get the throw.
Yeah, when you're up against three at the back, normally you find that the space is down the sides there, and Dundee United trying to exploit that space with Middleton making that run down there. But Dundee managed to get players over, get the block, and it's a throw in. Not sure if I've got a long throw, but it looks like it with Holt and Dalby and that all going towards the 6-yard line. So it's a long throw.
We got the winner against Aberdeen from a long throw in the last 4 months of game. Holt going up and Strain throwing it in.
Well, here comes the long throw once again. Svillage who throws it in. Dundee get it away, helped away by Lyle Cameron. Not the tallest lad, but he flicks it away with the right boots. And Dundee want to foul. And play on, says the referee Stevie McLean. It's gone out of play anyway for the goal kick.
I think the pace of the derby so far has been terrific. I don't think there's one dominant team. I don't know how long it's gone, Ian, but it just seems like you attack us and then we'll attack you, and there's so much space to get. I think the game's quite long. Dundee obviously have had the best chance of the game, but very, very open and quick.
There's a real pace and tempo to this one. There was when the two sides last met on the first day of the campaign. In fact, United have made a mistake here. In come United, Dundee! And it's a long-range shot from Robertson. Well, Dundee United slack in possession, and Robertson going for goal.
Yeah, I mean, there was a terrific interception there with Fraser Robertson, and he's managed to take an offside. I mean, when he hit it, it looked as if it was travelling towards the goal, but I think eventually it's actually a couple of yards wide. But Dundee United just got to be careful. They're a little bit hesitant in those areas, and in this type of game here, they should know Dundee are going to be breathing right down their necks.
It's a kind of game that you make a mistake. Well, you don't want to make a mistake. I'll get pounced upon. Here's Trapanovsky trying to get in behind that Dundee rear guard. It's Josh Mulligan in the right wing back position. Does ever so well to take the ball away from the North Macedonian, and he's given away a throw on the far side, though. He looked like he'd mopped up really well.
Yeah, both wider players for Dundee United need to start doing better. I think Middleton's in a good run of form. I've seen him 2 or 3 times, but Trapanovsky and Middleton need to really produce in the final third of the park and in the defensive areas, because Middleton was caught in possession there.
Long ball forward for Sam Dalby to get involved, and it's away to a dark blue jersey and trickles back to Trevor Carson in the Dundee goal. Forward by Carson. Adewumi trying to get involved. Over the head of him, United have possession with Doherty on the halfway line. Tries to jink away from Lyle Cameron. He's done so. Vitsko Savilj. Wolferi's forward in support. Trapanovsky's wide. Sevilla comes inside. Gets the ball into Stevenson. Now Middleton. Edge of the Dundee box. Ryan Strains on the overlap. Cuts it across. And it's held easily at the near post by Trevor Carson.
Yeah, just didn't give him a good enough ball. He overhit the ball. It was only a 4 or 5 yard pass, Middleton, and he couldn't quite get his foot round the ball. But good play from United again. Yeah,
it was that 2v1 situation again, Ian. When you've got that, the overload on that side, a full back and a wide player playing against a wing back. That's the chance you've got to try and get.
Chance for Dundee here as Simon Murray makes progress into the box. The ball bobbling all over the place. Eventually headed away. Will Ferry got a head on it. Dundee tried to recover on the far side with Ashley, but it's gone out of play for a United throw-in. Simon Murray and Seb Palmer holding. He's all their muscle in the 18-yard box, but couldn't get a proper grip of it. And with 17 minutes gone, it's goalless in Dundee.
Yeah, just looking at Dundee's, kind of the way they're setting up at the back there with the back three, but sometimes they're getting 3 versus 1, versus Dalby, and Dundee United managed to get that extra player on the overload when they have possession. With Dundee's threat, with Simon Murray up front and Palmer Holt just playing off him. They're always a threat going forward, but defensively, they just look at there's a few gaps there for Dundee United to exploit.
Dundee in possession with Astley. Forward to Murray. Ball bobbles off the boot of Simon Murray. Ross Doherty has possession for United. Now in the midfield is Sevilla trying to wriggle away past Cameron. Good challenge from the Dundee youngster. And now United have it with Ryan Strain just in front of his manager Jim Goodwin, taking charge of United for the first time in a derby at Dens. And now Will Ferry crosses the halfway line in field to Sevilla. Looks up, plays the switching ball down the right hand side for Ryan Strain. Strain's got Stevenson on the overlap. Stevenson has company, and now it's Strain and field to Middleton. United trying to work a move down this right hand side. Middleton once more looks up, pings in the cross towards the back post, flicked on by Trapanovsky. There's Sam Dalby, and has to do better. 6 yards out, he fires it wide.
Yeah, that looked like a great chance from up here. Good ball from Middleton at the back post, and Trapanovsky did really well to go up and win it. Falls to Dalby. He just kind of scuffed his shot. I mean, from here, I don't know how close it was, but it certainly looked close. It looked like a really, really good chance.
Yeah, I think, I mean, again, we're saying there that, you know, Dundee United are patient on this right-hand side.
The overload
success,
stuff,
yeah. Goes back to Middleton. You know he's going to chop on his left foot, plays that floaty ball to the back post, not back across the goal, and the form at Dalby's in, you would expect him to score. I think Luke Graham just managed to get himself in front of it and maybe just cut off the angle. But again, another warning from Dundee in these wide areas. They're going to have to try and stop the cross coming in.
United starting to grow into the game. Sam Dalby with 9 goals already to his name this season, appearing in a Dundee derby for the first time. He hadn't signed when the two clubs last met in August, as Lyle Cameron knocks the ball forwards, and a bit of miscommunication between Holt and his goalie.
I don't think it was miscommunication. I think Holt thought the goal should come again. He should have come and got it.
Dundee have possession once again. Mulligan, who's been busy on that right-hand side. He's got Astley for company. Rolls it back in to Robertson, making his first appearance since the win over Hibs at the end of November. Forward by Graham. Lovely looking ball, almost picking out Lyle Cameron in the 18-yard box. And Palmer Holdham was waiting for that ball just to come into his direction to guide it goalwards.
Yeah, Lyle Cameron's great at that. He makes those runs time and time again, but he times them well. You know, he doesn't just do it like brainless. You know, he waits, the player gets his head up, and then runs off the back of his marker. He's been absolutely outstanding for Dundee in the last couple of seasons, and he's another one I think that one or two of the bigger clubs, sadly from Dundee's point of view, are keeping an eye on.
Finlay Robertson rolls the ball back to Trevor Carson. Forward by Carson in the direction of Palmer Holdham, out jumped by Ross Docherty. Headed on by Mulligan, but Docherty has it once more as he tries to thread a pass through to Dalby. All the way through to Carson, who takes aim once again, but only finds the chest of the United captain, Ross Docherty. Now Strain, allowed to veer his way infield up to Dalby on the edge of the 18-yard box. Flicked out towards Glenn Middleton, who does well to keep in at the byline. Middleton, he's got Stevenson for company. On the overlap is Strain, overhits it, and is behind for the goal kick.
That's twice. I mean, that's from here it looks a little intricate pass, but it's such an easy pass to play. It's 3 or 4 yards, and he's overhit it by 3 or 4 yards.
I don't know why he kind of dinks it up there. He should just take the pace off the ball and just wait it for Strain, who's made that run again in the blind side, of Dundee's defence and getting in behind. But again, decent play up until that final ball, and that's the big difference in these type of games. Can you have that crucial ball?
Here's Simon Murray. He's got in behind Strain down the other end, edge of the 18, rolls it back to Palmer Holdham. He's got Mulligan across the other side. Mulligan works his way into the box. Can he get the shot away? He's well watched by Will Ferry. He's got support over Astley. Clips the ball in towards Olawumi, who slips on the surface as he tried to volley towards goal. That might be being kind to him.
Very kind.
As the move breaks up.
Slightly over ambitious. But I mean, again, it's the first time Dundee really been in and around the box for maybe the last 6-7 minutes. Dundee United have certainly got a little bit more of a grip in the game.
Carson in search of Murray, well marshalled by Kevin Holt, the goal-scoring hero for United in Sunday's home win over Aberdeen. United get it clear only as far as Graham, knocked forward to Silla, just inside the United semicircle as Lyle Cameron sprays the pass out to the right-hand side for Mulligan. Is back with Lyle Cameron once again, pulling the strings in the Dundee midfield. Now Astley takes over, waits for someone to put some pressure on, and Tangerine United, the chasing at the moment, says Dundee have it with Finlay Robertson. 20 yards out, Finlay Robertson goes for goal, skims the crossbar, and that's probably the best chance.
Well, I'm not sure it's the best chance, but it's certainly the closest one. It was certainly, I think it was Finlay Robertson that had the last strike, and it looked close, but it wasn't. That was very close. I'm not sure the goalie, I mean, they've not got a corner kick, but I thought the goalie might have got a little touch of it. At one point, you think that's heading into the top bin.
Yeah, but you mentioned earlier on, Ian, you know, somebody like Glenn Middleton who's done well going forward, but to me, he's just ball watching there. He sees Finlay Robson running off him, he's about 5 yards at the wrong side of him. In that situation there, when you're playing as a wide three and attacking, you've got to go with the wing back there, make sure you match him, and he just switched off, and that's twice that's happened, and Dundee could have been in front, both with the left wing back Robertson having shots at goal.
25 minutes gone in the Dundee derby. Dundee 0, Dundee United 0 on Sports Sound BBC Radio Scotland. 2 apiece back in August when the clubs first met. We're expecting goals, but so far no goals. Couple of chances though as Dundee go long in search of Palmer Holden. United muscle the ball back, and it's Ferry who sends the ball forward towards Darby. It spins off Darby's head, and Dundee get it clear, but it's back with United, and it's Will Ferry who goes back in search of his goalie Jack Walton, who was off his line sharpish, and he had to be, as Seville and Cameron come to blows in the midfield, but both get back up and play on. Although a wee kick out there from Seville on the far side, Cameron goes to ground and Stephen McLean has a word.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a throw in, but it was a foul after the ball went out of park. But I think it was just how sharp Lyle Cameron was to get caught. He's got really, really quick feet, the young kid.
Yeah, I mean, he's won the first tackle, he's got up, he's managed to nick the second ball off as well, but unfortunately he got caught. The referee's brought it back. I think he's obviously decided it was a foul in the first instance. I'm not quite sure about that, Ian.
I thought it was a handball by a Dundee player.
He's given it, so it allows Dundee to get that big back three up the pitch here, so a lot of power and a lot of height in there, so it's all about delivery now.
Finlay Robertson has made his way over from the left to the right hand side. He's the one certainly shaping up to take this one with the right boot curled in towards the edge of the box. Simon Murray goes to ground as the Dundee players look towards Stephen McLean. United look towards Stephen McLean nervously as well, but he's been play on, no shout of a foul as Dundee have it on the far side with Cameron whipped in towards the near post. Dundee United get it clear again. Cameron helps it back on, back into the penalty box for Palmer Holden, and just wide. Well, Dundee edging ever closer in the derby. Yeah, this time Palmer Holden.
Yeah, from up here it looks as if it's one of them that's curling right in the corner, and because the goalie Walton made such a big dive, you think that's on target. The penalty on first viewing, it didn't look like one to me.
Nah, I don't think anything at all. I think Simon Murray feels maybe a little bit of contact and then just kind of throws himself there. It was a kind of delayed reaction. But again, Lyle Cameron picking up the ball, you know, very sharp, as you mentioned, Ian, you know, dynamic, one of those type of players. He's always perpetual motion. The goalkeeper for me, just, you know, Jack Walton, there was a kind of swimming pool dive, wasn't it? Kind of up and down a little bit, and maybe again looked as if it was closer than it actually was. But again, better play from Dundee in that front area.
Dundee come forward once again. They have their tails up. Dewumi and Sila linking up midway through United's half. Dewumi unable to pick out a pass, and here come United with Will Ferry. Wins the ball back, crosses the halfway line, feeds Sam Dalby on the left hand side. Sam Dalby into the penalty box he goes, hits a shot towards goal. It struck Dundee jersey, and Dundee get it clear. Real chance for a counter as United work it back to their goalie, and on the far side have a man down as Dundee chase it down, and Stephen McLean certainly will have his hands full here as he's making his way across.
Kevin Holt's thinking it was a free kick, but the assistant is 10-15 yards away, not obstructed his view, didn't put his flag up, didn't signal any infringement. Ball went back to the goalkeeper on his left foot and just scooped it out for a throw in, but Kevin Holt not happy. He believes there was a challenge there, but I certainly didn't look into it.
No, I think he's just trying to buy some time, you know, so that Dundee couldn't take a quick throw in.
Possibly.
So Dundee have that throw in just under the half hour as we await the first goal in the second Dundee Derby instalment of the season. Ryan Astley lumps the ball down the Dundee right-hand side for Adewumi. Seb Palmer-Holding keeps it in at the byline, flicks it back across goal, looking for Simon Murray. Dundee tried to win it back. They do with Mulligan on the right-hand side, flicks it back to Astley. Astley being told to go back the way by Mohamed Silla to find Clark Robertson. Now Luke Graham. Looks up, plays the long ball into the box. Cameron is there. It'll fall kindly at the corner flag to Mulligan. Now into Cameron. Edge of the box is Mulligan. Astley's forward. Chips it in towards the penalty box. Away by Strain. And Dundee now have a bit of defending to do as Sam Dalby wrestles the ball back away from Clark Robertson. Crosses the halfway line, but gives it straight to Lyle Cameron. And Dundee have it back.
Yeah, I mean, he's done well initially, but he's got to keep his team in possession there. You know, I think he thought he had an option for the longer pass wide, but just keep the ball and let your players, let your teammates get up the pitch.
Yeah, earlier on, Glenn Middleton was a much better position. That's why he clears the ball. You know,
he did, but I thought he was going to wait on it. If he did wait a split more second.
I think it was just to make sure he made good, clean contact. But he was certainly in a better position than he was earlier on in the situation.
Here's Olusegun Adewumi, 18 yards out, goes for goal, strikes the legs of Emmanuel Adebayega. Dundee have it back. Well, the home supporters certainly liking what they're seeing from their side so far. Having a real go at United. As Mulligan comes in off the right-hand side. Might get a chance to play the ball into Adewumi, but it's United to win the ball back. And United just have to try and keep the ball at the moment as Middleton gives it away to Sila. Inside the United centre circle is Lyle Cameron, out to the right-hand side to find Mulligan. Dundee seeing plenty of the ball at the moment. Just slightly edging the game for me. Perhaps they have to score really to take control of this one. Still in possession though is Astley across the deck for Palmer-Holding. On the overlap is Mulligan, drifting in off the right-hand side. Gets the cross in, away by Holt. And now United have it and can break with Middleton. Watched all the way by Graham. Crosses the halfway line, goes down the right-hand side, gets away from Graham. Just ever so slightly. Checks back in, left-footed cross in towards Trapanovsky and Dalby. And it's away by the Dundee rear guard. And tastes a bit of chance to really take the pressure off that Dundee United attack. Lyle Cameron goes to ground and the home team have a free kick.
I thought it was a terrific play initially. Was that Ross Dockett that got booked here?
I think so, yeah.
It must be for dissent. I don't think it was his challenge. It's Trapanovsky's challenge. But, you know, initially, when Glenn Middleton went down, he did exactly what you want to do against a young player. Slowed down and accelerated, drew Graham in, accelerated again. But Mo Silla used all his experience, get himself back into cover in the centre of the 6-yard box, and a really good defensive header. First booking of the derby, so again, I'm saying I'm sure it's Ross Dockett, and I would guess that was for dissent.
This yellow card handed out by Stephen McLean, going to the United captain as Lyle Cameron picks up right-hand side, skips into the box. Here's a chance for Simon Murray. Just a bit too much on it from Cameron. Outslides Jack Walton to make the save.
It's a terrific play though, and I think he had to put that momentum on the ball or it wouldn't have got there. But Dundee United, Dundee are dominating the last 10-12 minutes. They're two wider players in the forward there. Trapanovsky and Middleton have to do more in both areas of the pitch.
32 minutes in, Lyle Cameron enjoying himself in the heart of the Dundee midfield. Here he is once again on the ball, this time just inside his own half. Plays it out to Mulligan, who's also having a good first half so far for the Dark Blues. As Astley picks up, looks to go long in search of Palmer-Holding. He's got Holt for company just on the edge of the penalty box over on the far side. Both players sliding to the ground, and Stephen McLean points towards the goal kick.
I don't think there was anything. I thought it was decent defending from Kevin Holt there.
It's funny when the defender goes down there, he seems to get the free kick. Somebody just touches him and no more. If the striker goes down, they don't get the free kick. It's always a bit frustrating, I think, if you're a defender.
Here's Luke Graham, just inside his own half down this left-hand side. Sprays the ball forward for Olusegun Adewumi. He's got Bayega for company once again. Now Robertson Trying to jink his way beyond Strain. He's done well, Finlay Robertson. Hangs up the cross towards the back post. And as he hung up the cross, Jack Walton had eyes on it and grabbed it.
Beautiful bit of skill. Fabulous bit of skill. But you know what, it won't be forgotten, it won't be remembered now because he didn't deliver quality into the box for his teammate to try and get the end off to go and attack it and maybe open the scoring.
Yeah, the initial skill was nice to watch, but he was just trying to be too careful, wasn't he, with the cross. He's got to take a wee bit of a risk here and just wrap his foot round and put pace on it. Somebody like Simon Murray's liable to be on the move, but if you float it up there, it's comfortable for the goalkeeper to come and take.
Well, Ferry crosses the halfway line over on the far side, just in front of the enclosure here at Dens Park. It's sold out Dens Park as well. The atmosphere building nicely. Still though, no goals. Dundee 0, Dundee United 0 on BBC Radio Scotland, with Dundee in possession as Adewumi looks to take on Boyega down this left hand side. He's done well to get an inch away from Boyega, but he's helped out by Strain, and United get it clear.
Yeah, I thought that was really decent defending from Boyega because you know, Adewumi used to look to have done him, but he got back really, really well, really sharp.
Here come Dundee, crossing the halfway line with Clark Robertson. Out to Robertson, Finlay Robertson, now Adewumi. Edge of the 18, rolls it back for Mo Salah. Mo Salah, can he shoot? He can! And it's straight at Jack Walton.
Yeah, a really good build-up play from Dundee down the left-hand side. Adewumi getting it, setting it back to Silla, who came, you know, he's normally a defensive-minded midfield player, but he's seen the space in front of him. His first touch was excellent. He just didn't quite catch it 100% down the throat of Jack Walton in the goal, but the first real meaningful save from Dundee United, and you know, good overall play from Dundee, who, as you've said there, Ian, is you know, certainly the team in control at this moment in time.
United have possession back, but Simon Murray, who's chasing and hurrying down everything United get it. Here's Finlay Robertson down the left-hand side, checks back to find Lyle Cameron, drifting in field midway through the United half. On to Astley, now Mulligan, looking to get at Will Ferry, who stands up well and tidies up. Trapanovsky going back in search of centre-half Kevin Holt. There's a bit of time on his hands as he eventually, with the help of others, managed to play the ball out of danger. Now it's Strain across the halfway line, surging into the Dundee half. Strain away from Sela. Ryan Strain up to 18 yards, rolls it on to Christian Trapanovsky. Well, he fires over, really has to keep his shot down, creeping in off the left-hand side. Jim, we expected the net to bulge.
I did. I mean, I think it's terrific from Ryan Strain, who's been really good recently after a really horrendous first half against, I can't remember, it might have been against Celtic, but Trapanovsky's got to put it on target. I mean, he's shaping up on his right foot. All you've got to do is bend it outside the far post and bring it back in. I mean, all you've got to do, it's not an easy skill, but he should be able to do it better than that anyway. Yeah,
Ryan Strain does terrific, and he weighted it perfectly too, but he's trying to put too much on it. He just wants to control his shot and just guide into the far corner, making sure that if nothing else, the goalkeeper's got a save to make. But you know, from Dundee's perspective, Tony will not be happy with the likes of Mo Salah diving in there. He's got his job's to delay, to make sure the play is broken up before it reaches the penalty box, and didn't do that job well enough there.
Well, Trapanovsky, his only goal in the Premiership for Dundee United came against Dundee. That was on the opening day of the campaign, and he'll be kicking himself that he didn't at least hit the target with that effort.
It's the only thing he's really been missing from the game. It's just that final bit of quality. I mean, Dundee United had a spell in the middle of the first half where they were in control of the game for about 7 or 8 minutes. The last 10 to 15 minutes, Dundee's definitely been the better side. But other than that one kind of save straight at the Jack Walton, there's not been enough on target. A couple of shots past the post, but just that final ball, find a little bit of quality lacking from both sides.
United head away, just away from their own 18-yard box. Doherty has possession, goes to Sevelier, and now it's Ryan Strain who's twisting and turning away in the right back position from Palmer Holden. Infield to Doherty once again. Doherty looks up, strings out the pass to the Dundee United right hand side for Glenn Middleton. On to Stevenson, now Strain just in front of Tony Doherty, who's pacing up and down his touchline. Now Doherty out to Trapanovsky on the far side. as United keep a hold of the ball. Now it's Kevin Holt. Pretty much everyone apart from Bolton and Adebayoga in the Dundee half, as Holt looks for a way through, clips the ball forward, and it bounces all the way through to Trevor Carson as he launches an attack down the Dundee right for Simon Murray. Murray takes a touch, flicks it forward for Holden. Adebayoga's up and over the top of the Dundee striker as Adewumi goes to ground, and Stephen McLean waves play on once again. Knocked forward in the direction of Middleton. Away by Graham. Dundee have it once again with Robertson. Plenty of space down this left-hand side to operate into. Up to Adewumi, he's in the 18-yard box, and Dundee have a corner.
Yeah, good play, and they're getting a lot of joy in their left-hand side, Dundee. Finlay Robertson in particular is getting into the forward areas really well from left wing back.
Yeah, and Adewumi is making that diagonal runs, isn't he? And behind, is just playing off the two strikers.
Dundee have a corner down this near side, just in front of the Dundee United supporters in the main stand, and also behind the goal as it's swung in towards the 6-yard box. United get it clear, only as far as Mohamed Silla, who rolls it sideways to Lyle Cameron. Out to Simon Murray, who's peeling away from his man on the right-hand side. And no way through for Simon Murray as United get it clear, only as far as Mohamed Silla on the halfway line. Now Graham takes a touch and goes to the right-hand side, and it's Lyle Cameron who's making things happen for the home side with Mulligan down the right. Lyle Cameron in possession once again, plays the 1-2 with Astley. Now with Mulligan, sets Mulligan racing down the Dundee right, but Will Ferry takes over, wins the ball back, and Kevin Holt, the former Dundee man, of course, now in United colours, plays the ball out of play on the far side for a throw-in. As we approach the 41st minute, 4 minutes of the 90, 45 to go even.
Yeah, it's a crucial time for both sides, really. You know, I mean, if somebody scores now, it gives them a huge psychological advantage getting to half time. So I think, both managers will be saying to their players, concentrate, don't do anything silly in the last few minutes of the first half.
Holt with a bit of mopping up to do on his byline. Well, Jim Goodwin, just looking at the body language of the two managers, Jim Goodwin looks the unhappier of the two. As Dundee have an attack on the right-hand side, Cameron swings it in, it's clutched easily by Walton. Would you agree with that, Ian?
Absolutely. I mean, the game's right in front of him. It's all in the Dundee United's defensive half. Trapanovsky arguably the best chance of the game, other than the one saved on the line, but Dundee have been dominant now for a large part. They give it like 15-20 minutes of the first half.
Here come the home side once again. It's Clark Robertson striding forward in possession. Perhaps the surprising thing is United haven't really worked the Dundee back line, and it's a back three. They've never played together.
Yeah, a new back three, and with young Luke Graham coming back in, after his spell at Falkirk. I mean, I've seen him 2 or 3 times with Falkirk. He was absolutely outstanding. So he's obviously gained confidence from being in a side who's winning the vast majority of games. But coming into a big derby match is a huge test for him. And the likes of Clark Robertson, the side of him, we heard Tony Docherty mention that earlier on, and a big help.
Here come Dundee with Simon Murray, edge of the 18, and comes towards Adewumi, who tries that little volley. That's the second time he's tried that in the match, and once again he falls on his backside, and United get it clear.
That was worse than the first one.
We're looking for a bit of quality and something to really make us sit up, but that's certainly not it from the Austrian under-21.
I think it's important to say, although Dundee have been dominant for 25 minutes, Dundee United through Trapanovsky and through Sam Dalby have arguably two of the best chances of the half.
Yeah, I mean, both teams have a good chance. You mentioned the United, obviously Fraser Robertson's one cleared off a line, and then they've had a couple of shots just past the post, and then that strike from Mo Silla down the throat of Jack Bolton. So there has been opportunities for both sides, but as I mentioned, just that little bit of composure in the final action. And when you get these type of games, derby matches, full house, real intense football and atmosphere, you need someone just to have that little bit of extra quality when they're asked in the 6-yard box.
Trapanovsky trying but unable to get the better of Astley on the far side, and it's back to Trevor Carson as we enter the final 80 seconds of the first half. The fourth official has the board in his hands as he's about to inform us just how much minutes will be added on at the end of this 45 minutes. A very even 45 minutes. Both sides goalless in the Dundee derby. A couple of really good chances for both though, but no goals so far, as United have a free kick as we edge closer to the 45th minute mark.
You were surprised with some of the experience of Kevin Holt. You're trying to rush that free kick there, Ian. You know, you normally get to the halfway, half time sort of mark, and you think, right, calm it down, make sure we begin 0-0, because Dundee United know that Dundee traditionally like to shoot down the hill in the second half. This will be Dundee United, so they'll think that that's actually a slight psychological advantage, Ian, because, you know, over the years, me and myself and Ian obviously involved so many derbies, you know, you prefer to shoot downhill the second half.
Bolton with the free kick. 1 minute of additional time will be added on at the end of this first 45 minutes as Dalby manages to take the ball down with the chest away from Robertson, but shows too much to Luke Graham, and Dundee win the throw just in front of their technical area. To be fair to the Dundee backline, we've talked about how it's the first time they've played together, but they've impressed. They've been good.
Well, I think young Graham's done really well. He was caught in possession in the first 20 seconds of the game, but I think it's just showed the importance of having somebody naturally left-sided, because he's hit 2 or 3 diagonals that have been really useful, and I think they've defended reasonably well out with the 2 chances that they've given up.
Yeah, the first kind of 20 minutes, Dundee United had overloads on the right-hand side with Strain and Middleton, but, you know, I don't know whether it's just Dundee United haven't had enough possession of the ball to do it, or Dundee have adjusted slightly, but certainly in the latter part of the first half that hasn't been quite as influential. But they've got a chance now with Ryan Strain to put the ball into the box, and they'll put the centre backs up, so last chance for Dundee United to try and snatch a lead.
Yeah, Ryan Strain with a free kick just inside the Dundee half down this right hand side, swung in towards the edge of the Dundee box, just on the semicircle, and in fact there it is, the half-time whistle. It was a poor delivery from Strain, and it's eventually knocked out for a throw-in, and Stephen McLean brings an end to a decent 45 minutes in Dundee. 2 real chances for both sides. Ryan Strain was the hero as he hooked one off the goal line early on as Dundee went on the attack. Finlay Robertson with the best chance for the Dark Blues when his long-range shot sizzled over the crossbar. United came back into it. Sam Dalby flicked one wide from 6 yards out, but the best chance of the half fell to Christian Trapanovsky when he was played in by Ryan Strain, and he looped a shot over the crossbar. 2 really good chances for both sides apiece. No goals after 45 minutes. Half-time here, Dundee 0, Dundee United 0.
The Scottish Premiership.
From BBC Radio Scotland. You're listening to Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland. It's been a busy day of top flight action earlier. Aberdeen 1, Ross County 2, Hearts 1, Motherwell 0, Kilmarnock 2, St Mirren 0, Rangers 3, Celtic 0, St Johnstone 1, Hibs 1, goalless at half-time in the Dundee derby at Dens Park. Just looking at the match stats, 51% possession to the home side, 7 shots to United's 4, so very, very tight at Dens Park. Not too many clear-cut chances in that game. Stay tuned, we'll bring you some reaction from the 3 o'clock kickoffs. In a few minutes' time, we'll hear from the Hearts manager, Neil Critchley. A really important win for them today. They were dominant for most of the game, but 2 big saves from Craig Gordon right at the death there. We'll hear also from a very frustrated Motherwell manager Stuart Kettlewell. All that to come once this game at Dens Park is done and dusted. We'll get more managers for you. We'll hear from Jimmy Clean there in a dreadful run of form. Aberdeen, Darren McInnes, a very good win for them today. So plenty to come on Sports Sound between now and 8 o'clock. Let's then discuss a bit further what's been happening at Dens Park. Jim Duffy, what have you made of it? Fairly even so far, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think we thought it would be even. I mean, we're speaking to Ian and Ian McCall coming up. You know, Kenny was saying, who do you fancy today? Normally you would go for someone, but you know, the teams are kind of evenly matched in terms of you know, how you seen the game today, and that's the way it's unfolded. Really, there has Dundee United started pretty well. You know, I wouldn't say they were dominant, but I think they were marginally the better side in maybe the opening 15 minutes or 20 minutes, and then Dundee just managed to get a grip of the game without being, you know, total in control. But certainly the slightly better side had the chances. Obviously, that one cleared off the line, a couple of shots at goal, you know, from distance, a few crosses into the box. But you know, neither of the keepers have been overly tested. And the United, as we mentioned, that couple of chances, particularly the one with Trapanovsky late in the first half, when Ryan Strain does terrific and lays it to him really, you know, in a nice weighted pass where he just got to try and focus on bending it into the far corner and putting the keeper under pressure, putting Trevor Carson under pressure. But he didn't do that. You know, he got a bit overexcited and went well over the bar. And that's the only thing that's missing really, is that wee bit of final quality in those key moments. And in a derby match, that can separate two evenly matched teams.
Jim, what have you made of Dundee under Tony Docherty? He's had an awful lot of praise on this programme. I said before kick-off today, they're the same points total as they had after 19 games of last season. So as things stand, and looking at the live table, 9th in the table, 23 points, 4 off the top 6. Do you think they'll be in and among it again come the split?
Yeah, they could be. I think they maybe need, you know, a little bit more firepower. And we're a big admirer of Lyle Cameron. I think he's been terrific. Obviously, they lose Luke McCowan, and I think that, you know, you can never underestimate when you come to a club like Dundee, when you've got such a key player, such an influential player, and then you lose him. So hard to replace, Ken. I mean, the top clubs find it hard to replace, you know, players, but a club at Dundee to find, you know, to fill that gap that Luke McCowan has left, very, very difficult. So, I mean, I've always the case with Dundee, as long as you don't rush things, you know, make sure you consolidate your Premier League status for 2 or 3 seasons. You know, we heard Kennedy mention that, you know, Dundee hadn't won since 2017, but part of the reason that is because neither of these clubs have been consistent enough in the Premier League. You know, they've both been relegated at times, so they have to make sure, Dundee have to make sure they're a consistent, solid, reliable Premier League side, and then build from there. And I think Tony is, you know, certainly doing that at this moment in time. And if he can just add a little bit more firepower, perhaps in the second half of the season, there's a chance that they could finish top 6 again.
Ian, you've seen a fair bit of United for us in recent weeks. What do you like about the squad that Jim Goodwin has put together? Where do you see the strengths?
Well, I think their two fullbacks are excellent. I mean, Ryan Strain, who is well known to the Premier League time at St Mirren, in the 3 or 4 games now that I've watched them, that a lot of their play comes through the fullbacks. I think obviously when you've got a centre forward on loan from Wrexham, who for me he isn't particularly easy on the eye, but I don't think Jim or anybody else will complain of that if he keeps his current scoring rate up. I think their midfield, I think Seville's is really strong. Particularly today, I'll be surprised if Jim doesn't make at least one change to one of the wider players, to Trapanovsky and Middleton, who I don't think have contributed enough, either in a positive sense or getting back the park. So, I mean, there is a togetherness. Their goalie's very good. I think Docherty coming back in has added a bit of steel in there. And remember, they're missing the first choice centre half was, well, it was either Holt or Gallagher. They're still missing the Gallagher as well, who's out suspended. It's just, I think it's more about the team unit rather than individuals. But they've got a certain way of playing just now. You know, for 10-15 minutes they did really well. But the chance for Trapanovsky, if you can play the game a wee bit, and he obviously can. You know, if that gets come across you and it's on your right, he's a right foot, he plays on his right foot, or if it was me, it was on my left foot, you've got to think you're just going to curl that in the far corner. And in terms, you know, I've seen Dundee a couple of times as well, but man, my words, Lyle Cameron, I think Dundee will do well to hold on to him. If I'm at one of the two of our bigger clubs, or if I'm a real top championship club in England, I would go for him, because I think the boy, yeah, I mean, you could say about his physical stature, he is sharp. He is a real good player. And the good thing for young Tony Dock, the Dundee manager, is the 3 young players, Mulligan, Cameron and Finlay Robertson, have all done very well. But this kid, Cameron, he can really play.
Yeah, he's had an awful lot of praise on this programme, Ian, and rightly so. He's a special talent, no doubt at all about that. It's great to see a full house there at Dens Park this evening. I love a bit of nostalgia. What was it like for you guys to be involved in the Dundee derby?
But for me, it was brutal. I don't know about Duff.
It wasn't brutal.
Well, I had about 8 derbies. We had about 4 draws and 4 defeats, and I never won one. But he had multi-million-pound players playing for him, like Caballero and them.
They must have taken some looking after, though.
He was talking about them Sads on the way up the road. Honestly, I was nearly falling asleep.
I can't believe he's talking about budgets when it comes to Dundee. They've been in administration twice.
That's true, actually.
They're special occasions, aren't they?
Yeah, no, listen, they're a fantastic occasion, and they're proper football derbies. You know, there's both sets of fans. Yeah, of course, there's extreme rivalry, but when you get a full house at Dens and under the lights, it's fantastic. And obviously, unless you come from this part of the world, Kenny, you maybe like any derby, you maybe not aware of how important it is to both sets of supporters. But also, I must admit, having lived in the city and in and around the city for many years, people are very gracious. If you're doing well with Dundee, I don't think you would get other groups of fans saying, well done, you're doing well just now, keep it going, all that kind of stuff. And that does happen in Dundee.
Yep.
Maybe not today for the 90 minutes, but it certainly does happen in the city. So yeah, it's fantastic. And the pitch is taking a lot of criticism, but you mentioned before the game, it's an absolute bowling green. It's magnificent. So I don't know whether they can transport this pitch down to the new stadium when it gets built, but they'll do well to match this surface.
That's one of the differences we were talking about when I played at Dundee or when I managed United. The 2 pitches, I've been at Tangerines a lot recently. The 2 pitches now, Brian did a great job back in the day. His dad did a great job. The pitches were okay, but I tell you, they were nothing like this. I feel that you've got guys like Ross Docherty and Kevin Holt, 2 of my own players, playing in a pitch like this. It doesn't suit them. They're better playing in the pitches of 30 years ago, and I go into that pitch.
It looks fantastic. Seeing the pictures coming in. It's a full second half commentary to come from Dens Park. Earlier today, we brought you all the action from the 5 other games in the top flight, including a 1-0 victory for Hearts at home to Motherwell. Let's now hear from the Hearts manager, Neil Critchley. He spoke with Brian McLaughlin.
Neil, many congratulations. You got over the line today. It was a bit nervy at the end, though, wasn't it?
You could say that, yeah. Said that to the players at the end. Going to give me a heart attack, I think. I was delighted with the performance until the last little part of the game, and understandably, I think, obviously because of the situation and the result that we had against Ross County, probably a little bit of nervousness set in. The game should have been over, really, in truth, at that point. But Craigie's produced, 1-2 magnificent saves, and we deserved that, to be fair. But he's won us the game right at the end.
In terms of the chances throughout the game, Liam Boyce has not played a lot of football at all this year, never mind this season. He put a shift in again today. Yeah. He could easily have had a hat-trick today, couldn't he?
No, I thought he was brilliant. I thought he was fantastic at Ross County as well. He helps Jamesy a lot, talks him through the game. And he's a really intelligent footballer, boys. You can see why he's had a really good career. He links the play really well, and he's a threat in the box. The only thing missing from him is a goal, or was a goal, because I think his all-round general performance was outstanding.
I know there's a lot of players out of contract at the end of this season, Neil. How much do some players have to prove to you between now and the end of this season that they deserve to stay on here?
I think that's football. That's the life of a footballer. You're always having to prove yourself or challenge yourself to get yourself the next move or the next contract, and the players here are no different. Boyce has not had an opportunity. He's been patient. He's worked incredibly hard in training. It's not been easy for him because he's a senior player and he wants to play. But because of the way he's trained, that's what he produces, and that's my message to the players all the time.
You've got one new player in already. Do you expect much more business in the coming days and weeks?
Hope so. We're working incredibly hard behind the scenes. There's areas of the pitch that we need to strengthen. Because we've got work to do at this football club. We've got work to do on and off the pitch. We're not going to solve everything in one window. But what we want to do is try and keep progressing and moving forward, and January is an important month for us.
What about big decisions to be made regarding players to stay there? I mean, you've got 2 number 1 goalkeepers, for example, both out of contract at the end of this season.
Yeah, no, and that's the decisions we have to make. We have to have a strategy on how we want to move the club forward with the squad. Succession planning is really important, and the players have to when they get the opportunity after they prove that they're worthy of playing for this fantastic football club. And hopefully if they do that, then we pick up wins and I can join them on the journey.
At 42 years of age, is Craig Gordon worthy of continuing his incredible journey?
It's incredible, isn't it? 42 on New Year's Eve, and he just keeps getting better and better. You know, unbelievable saves at the end.
There's a lot of finger pointing after the game in Dingwall by some supporters.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know, that can happen, and I think conditions played a massive part in that, to be honest with you. We don't play on surfaces like that often, but Craig has proven his worth so many times in my time here already. Scotland's number one, so I think that says it all.
It is one win in 2025. You'll need more of the same though when you go to Tangerines for a very, very difficult game. If they win today, they'll go third in the table. Yeah, doing incredibly well. Had a fantastic season so far, haven't they? After the promotion, and Jim, you know, obviously the experienced manager, they're really a really good team. You've seen that with the draw against Celtic recently. They're a very hard team to play against. I watched them against Aberdeen, excellent. They won that game right at the end there, so we know we're in for a hard game. But just said to the players, we've been moving forward. We should have had 3 points at Ross County. We've had 3 points today. We're steadily picking up points, but we've got to keep moving forward, and we can't go to Dundee United and take a step backwards. We've got to keep moving forward. Thanks, Neil. Good luck. Well done. Cheers. Thank you.
Neil Critchley there. Let's now hear from the frustrated Motherwell manager, Stuart Kettlewell.
For me, 1-0 flattered us.
Why do you think that was, Stuart? Because you come off the back of although it was a draw in the end, it was a fantastic performance against Rangers.
Yeah, I've just asked that question there, Brian. I've asked that question. Why is that the case? I think you come to another fantastic venue with a great atmosphere. You know, you're sitting in a position where you're in a decent spot in the league. Your form's been relatively good, and I've just asked that question there. And you know, I'll always take ownership for team selection. How you play, all of the above. But what that group of players show me every week is good energy. They show me a basic application to the cause which we need at Motherwell, you know, to bridge the gaps that we'll ultimately have financially with the vast majority of teams. But we do that time and again, and for some reason we didn't today. We've asked the question, we've asked the group and everybody to take responsibility for it, because we go again in a couple of days, Brian. You know, there's no time to rest on this, there's no time to settle and start to try and paper over the cracks. We have to take ownership for what was a really poor performance today.
Is that any positive at all? You do get an opportunity again to try and put it right in a few days against an Aberdeen side who are really toiling at the moment. Yeah, well, listen, you say that. First and foremost, we need to concentrate on ourselves. We're off the back of what I think is a really poor performance, so we have to make sure that we show a better reaction irrespective of who you're playing, what their form is and all the rest of it. It wasn't so long ago Aberdeen were the form horse in the division, absolutely flying, fantastic results, really good performances, scoring plenty of goals. So I always think to that level as opposed to the kind of negative side of it. But as I say, the first place you need to start, Brian, is looking at yourself and taking ownership for what you do. And there's an old saying, isn't there, that you're only as good as your last game, and as it happens, your last one wasn't particularly good. Appreciate the time, Stuart. Thank you. Cheers, Brian. Thanks.
Stuart Kettlewell there. Plenty more reaction to come. Let's get back to Dens Park, the Dundee derby with Jim Duffy, Ian McCall and Ian Auld.
Thanks, Kenny. Welcome back to Dens Park. No goals so far in the second instalment of the Dundee derby, but chances for both teams in a frantic first 45 minutes. Dundee looking for their first derby win since 2017. United know a win here tonight could see them, both see them, move into third spot. An early change at the start of the second half. Christian Trapanovsky is off, and he's replaced by Ross Graham. So a formational change for Dundee United. We'll get the thoughts of the two guys, Jim Duffy and Ian McCall, in a few seconds' time. It's United who will go right to left in Tangerine and black in the second half, and it's them on the attack at the start of the second half. Ferry down the left-hand side, level with the 18-yard box, rolls it back to Vichko Sevilla. In comes a cross from him, away by Silla, only as far as Stevenson, who stabs the ball forward, went to ground. No free kick, says Stephen McLean. Jim, I'll get your thoughts on the United switch.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Jim Goodwin's thought that Dundee were in control of the game and wants to really match up against them, so he's went 3 at the back. He's took Trapanovsky off, he's put Graham into the back, Kevin Holt will go to the left side of it. So, you know, again, matching up that kind of 3-5-2. Looks as if it's Glenn Middleton that will play off Sam Dalby up front, so they're looking for that pace to try and get in behind if there's any little flicks or hold up play. Interesting to see how it goes. But Dundee United, it's not unusual for Dundee United to play 3 at the back. It's quite a common system for them, so that shouldn't really create any issues. Just to see whether they can manage to get a grip in the game after Dundee's dominance in the last 15 minutes.
Trapanovsky, Ian, had a fantastic derby in the first one at the start of the season. He's not been his night after that chance of being subbed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he did well, but to be fair to the boy, that's him just back. I think that was his second start back after injury. I think basically Jim's just matched up, and as Jim Goodwin's just matched up, and Middleton will play off Derby and try and maybe make those runs in behind. So it's basically the two teams playing similar formations.
D with a nearly free kick as they go left to right towards the Cox stand, as Trevor Carson takes flight, sends the ball forward, looking in search of Sebastian Palmer Holden. He's unable to get a grip of the ball as it trickles behind for a goal kick. Jack Walton goes to fetch the ball behind his goal. No changes for the home side. Carson in goal, back 3 of Astley, Robertson and Graham, midfield of Milligan, Sila, Cameron and Robertson, and Palmer Holden, Murray and Adewumi leading the line. United, of course, have made that change with Trapanovsky going off to be replaced by Ross Graham. They go with Walton in the goal. Adebayega, Holt and Graham, Strain and Ferry either side of them. Stevenson, Sevilli and Docherty in the midfield with Glenn Middleton in behind Sam Dalby.
Too many Robertsons and Grahams on the pitch today, you know. So just trying to make sure we get the right ones. But no, I think when you look at the game now, as Ian said, may well kind of match up against each other. But set pieces, there hasn't been a lot, you know, further up the pitch. There's been a lot of, you know, one from the halfway line lumped in. But you know, set pieces could be vital because both of them have got 3 big centre backs now, and they've got, you know, strikers with a presence as well, and Simon Murray and Sam Dalby. So you know, it's all to me that could be the difference, or could be the difference maker in this type of game today.
Oh, Ferry does well to keep the ball in play down the left hand side, just under the nose of his manager. Carson mops up in the Dundee goal. United have it once again with Holt, forces the ball down the left hand side. Back the way it came by Ryan Astley. Never gives up in a Dundee jersey. As Simon Murray goes to ground. Play on, says Stevie McLean.
I think, sorry Ian, I think the important one is I think Strain and Ferry are, it's not always there's, you know, fullbacks are as comfortable playing fullback and wing back, but these two boys, I've seen them a lot, they're very, very comfortable playing wing back or fullback, and the position is very, very different, and albeit it's very similar, if you know what I mean, but they're both good going forward and they can defend.
Dundee with defending to do at the moment as Robertson heads on. Dundee through Cameron give possession to United, and Middleton has it on the far side, waits for the support. It comes from Adebayega, and his attempted shot come across is blocked, and Dundee will get it clear through Cameron up to Adewumi. Adebayega has his hands all over Adewumi, but still the Austrian persists. It's Alisson Adewumi tries to slice open the Dundee United backline. It's Palmer Holden who forces the ball across the face of goal. It comes off Adebayega, and it must have come off Palmer Holden once again. It's a goal kick.
Yeah, I think he was very confident. I mean, it was a foul, but he was very confident it was a goal kick. He just saw him stand up with his arm in the air. We couldn't see from here, but it quite obviously came off Palmer Holden.
Yeah, Adewumi does well, you know, and I think that, you know, he's driven forward. I'm not sure if he picked the right pass. I thought he could have maybe went to the right ear on the other side. It would have been easier, but he does a reverse pass, and, you know, he finds his teammates, so can't be too critical.
Here come United once again on the far side. Middleton doing well. He's got support, and he uses his support. In comes the ball into the box. This one does take a deflection, and it's gone behind for United's first corner of the second half.
Well, this was what I mentioned just a minute or so ago. This is good, gives them an opportunity. They scored, as Ian mentioned, from a long throw last week. Kevin Holt against Aberdeen, the dying second. They should have good delivery here. You know, they've got certainly players capable of good delivery. And as I said, they've got plenty of presence now, and you know, with the 3 centre backs now coming up, and Ross Graham adding a real physical presence into that penalty box.
Will Ferry has gone across to take it. It will be a left-footed delivery as United attack the goal away to our left-hand side, with United fans waiting in support, and it comes from Ferry. It was a deep cross, and Trevor Carson on the goal line as he punched the ball clear. United still looking to build, but Stephen McLean has brought play back and awarded the free kick the way of the home side.
Yeah, man, I don't think that is a foul on the goalie. I don't think it's been given. I think it was a given for the late challenge in Lyle Cameron, but terrific pace in the ball in caused all sorts of problems. And the big lad Graham that's come on for Dundee United, he's a real handful in the opposite box, in the opponent's box.
Yeah, I mean, he just stands there and uses his physical presence to make it difficult for the goalkeeper. You know, it's so controversial when he thinks if, you know, someone touches the goalkeeper, it's a free kick now, and each match, if you're on the defensive side, you're wanting your goalkeeper protected, but if you're on the attacking side, you're thinking, well, it's not, the player doesn't have to be entitled to move out of the way.
Jack Walton with the long blast forward. United look for possession on the right-hand side, flicked away by Luke Graham. Headed down by the United captain Ross Docherty. It's Emmanuel Adebayorga over on the right-hand side touchline, forces the ball forward, away by Clark Robertson. Looping high in the air, looking for Cameron to bring it down. It looked like he brought it down, but it skipped his hand in the process, but still play rages on with Cameron. Dundee have possession on the far side with Robertson. Cameron's gone across to help him. Cameron once again plays the ball forward for Adewumi. He takes the ball towards the byline. He's got Adebayorga for company. Still Adewumi trying to skip away from Adebayorga up to the 18-yard box, and it's Sebastian Palmer Holden who hits the shot towards goal, and it's hacked away to safety by Adebayorga. Things not clicking at the moment in the final third so far for Dundee in the second half. They'll get another chance to go at this United back line, and the flag is up near side on Olusegun Adewumi.
I think, Ian, you've got, when you mentioned Lyle Cameron played the ball through and you said it was just a pass, I think it's important we say it was the outside of his right foot with a little bit of backspin, 12 yards right into somebody's path. Terrific pass.
Yeah, Lyle Cameron is really impressed. He's coming to his own this evening.
I mean, he's still a young player, and he's still got to learn. You know, there was one earlier on there where he tried a kind of scissor kick clearance and miskicked it, and sometimes that's when you just need that little bit of awareness round about you. You think, no, I can bring it down now and make that pass. Maybe in a derby he's not wanting to take a risk, but there's little things in his game that he's just got to tweak. But as Ian mentioned there, you know, he's got a lot of admirers, that's for sure. And another one like Luke McEwen, where the bigger clubs will certainly be circling round him, and you know, Tony's probably going to have to look at alternatives just to make sure.
Luke McEwen, the derby hero for Dundee, when he rescued a point from the penalty spot back in August. United build on the far side with Strain. Strain does well to keep it in play at the byline, and then set up the cross back to Middleton, 12 yards out, can't get his feet sorted, and Dundee managed to scramble the ball away.
I think Middleton, he's got to have a little bit of awareness, because he lets him through that. It was similar to the one in the first half when the D lad, when Strain did the great defend, and he had a clear strike from 12-14 yards.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's Savelli's you know, maybe the language it might be an issue or something like that, but to me, if he just tells the player to run over it, he's coming on at the edge of the box with no one near him, but Middleton, as you say, just takes that touch. But you know, he's got to be screaming there to let it through him. But again, another long throw coming up for Dundee United.
Yeah, Vicko Savelli just wrapping the ball around his jersey. He's almost back in the enclosure. I'm not too sure the Dundee fans will welcome Vicko Savelli, but here he comes with the throw, and up to the 6-yard box, flicked on. Adebayorga's forward. Dundee get it clear, only as far as Middleton with a shot, and it's taken a deflection, and it's gone behind once again for the corner.
Was it Docherty?
I think it was Docherty that he shot,
the right foot, but again, that long throw in, they won the first one, the contest for the second ball, it landed to Docherty. They've packed that area there for any second balls, so another corner for Dundee United.
This time down the near side. United looking to pile the pressure on their neighbours as they come first footing to Dens Park. Stephen McLean just sorting out a few grappling issues in the Dundee penalty box before we'll get this set piece taken near side, floated in towards the near post. Ross Graham, the man attacking it, and flashes the header wide.
Yeah, we're just noticing there, it's not very often you see teams leaving 1v1 when you're defending a corner, but Dundee have done that a couple of times. Dundee United have done it. They've kept Glenn Middleton back, but they know he's got the pace, to try and match Awimye. But it's a big risk if they can manage to get on the counter-attack, Dundee. But I like to see that 1v1 situation, but it's very, very rare.
Dundee trying to gain possession midway through the United half. United have started the second half well and starting to assert their dominance, but here come Dundee with Luke Graham, wins the ball on halfway line, sets the attack Wade on the left hand side for Palmer Holden to chase. United win it back, but Dundee have got it back, and it's Palmer Holden with the cross. Simon Murray with the header.
That handball?
I think it is handball.
But it's gone wide, and Simon Murray is claiming a handball. This could be a big moment in the match.
I don't think it's a penalty, and I think the bar has been moved recently this season for that type of ball just missing the defender. It is down by his arm. I've got no doubt it hit his arm.
I don't think it's a penalty either.
I don't think it'll be a penalty.
And Stephen McLean is he's put one hand to the ear, and VAR is checking for a potential penalty. Well, Keradine Itsan is down at the trackside for us. He has luxury of a monitor. Keradine, I'm not sure if you've had a good chance to have a look at this one.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of replays. It does hit his hand, but he knows absolutely nothing about it. There's no sense of a movement towards the ball. His hand is up. He's no idea where it is. I'd be surprised if this was given. It's against Kevin Holt. It does hit his hand. It's going to be one of interpretation. I wouldn't give it. I'm not convinced it's going to be given.
Thanks, Keradine. Stephen McLean is still standing just on the edge of the United penalty box, and obviously in communication with the VAR official Gavin Duncan.
Well, is it a clear and obvious error from the referee? And if they don't think it is, then they'll give the corner and they'll tell Stephen McLean that. But if they do, then they'll call Stephen McLean over to the monitor.
Called him over.
Yeah, Stephen McLean, as you may hear from the background, the roar of cheers from the home supporters, because Stephen McLean awarded the corner, and normally decisions like this can be overturned once the referee has a good look at it, but Stephen McLean has been urged to come over to the VAR monitor. He just issues a go-away warning to Jim Goodwin, who has a quick word in the ear of the referee as he jogs his way across. Stephen McLean has handed out 3 penalty kicks in his previous 5 Dundee derbies. Is he about to give home side on this occasion? A handball. Holt, and at the moment just in front of us, as our positions are high up at the back of the main stand here at Dens, we can see Stephen McLean having a good look at the VAR screen. What's the decision from the referee as he makes his way back onto the playing field? He's done the VAR sign and he's pointed to the spot. Very dramatic from Stephen McLean, but this is a big moment in the Dundee derby.
Yeah, listen, we've not seen it. We've seen it once in real time, and for me, it didn't look like a penalty kick. Keradine has backed that up. But he's put under a real bit of pressure when he goes to the monitor.
I just don't think that's a penalty. I know with a little glance at it there on the monitor, but I think that when it just misses a player and you're coming in behind him, your hands are going to be out a little bit. That's his hand. I don't think it stops the Dundee striker getting on the ball. I'm really surprised that Stephen McLean has made that decision. I think it's very harsh on Dundee United, but nevertheless, Simon Murray has the opportunity to put his team ahead in this New Year's derby.
Simon Murray with the opportunity, just short of the hour mark in the Dundee derby. The Dundee-born Dundee striker steps up to take it from 12 yards up against Jack Walton, the former Dundee United man, now in the dark blue colours, to open the scoring in the Dundee derby. Simon Murray up steps and fires past Jack Walton, sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, and Simon gives Dundee the lead.
Yeah, I mean, it was the perfect penalty from Simon Murray. He just composed himself, took a couple of deep breaths, went in. Jack Wall went to his right, put it more or less down the middle, sent the goalkeeper the wrong way. You know, you never really doubted Simon Murray. He's got real confidence in his own ability, and it's an ideal penalty. And it's it's one for the Dundee fans to celebrate behind that goal. 1-0. I think it's a harsh decision, a big decision from Stephen McLean, but nevertheless it's been made, and Dundee have got the advantage.
Yeah, that's a decent penalty. Still don't think it was a penalty, but you know what, these days, as soon as the referee's called to the monitor, it's very, very rarely he'll just stick with it. He'll go with the penalty as he's done.
So Simon Murray sets this place alight. Dens Park erupts as Simon Murray stroked away that penalty. Change for Dundee United, the second of the evening. Kennedy Nitsan can tell us more.
Yeah, going a bit more direct. Maybe York van der Sande is coming on. Glenn Middleton coming off.
Thank you, Keradine. York van der Sande, who started the Dundee derby back in August, takes to the field. Off comes Glenn Middleton. Another formational change for Jim Goodwin and his side as play resumes. Simon Murray then with the goal which separates the two sides in the second instalment of the Dundee derby this season. Here come United. Watch their response as Vichko Savelj tries to battle for the ball over the far side towards the byline, towards the corner flag. United can't get a hold of it, but they do win a throw-in.
I know it's all about interpretation, Ian McCall, as but they were told really there was, the handball rule. It definitely has to, a player moving his hand towards the ball or stopping a goal-scoring opportunity.
Long throw-in, whipped into the box. No takers. Emmanuel Adebayoga trying to get the ball out of his feet. On to Ross Docherty, who squeezes his shot towards goal, and it's held inside the 6-yard box by Trevor Carson, who launches an attack forward to Adewumi. That did stick the hand of Adewumi, but forward comes Olusegun Adewumi up to the 18-yard box. Dundee still coming forward, and the shot eventually from Palmer Holding way over the crossbar and into the stands behind the goal.
Yeah, absolutely end-to-end now. I mean, it's unbelievable. Ross Docherty had a half-decent little chance there. I think Dundee United will go a little bit more direct now with Van de Sande coming on.
Confirmation of the attendance here, well over 11,000 inside Dens Park. It's noisy at the moment. The home support in full voice. They lead by a goal to 0 in the derby. No derby victories for Dundee since 2017. Neil McCann, the last manager, Dundee manager, to taste victory in the derby. Here come the home side with Cameron down the right-hand side, looking for Murray. Simon Murray, incidentally, has never won a Dundee derby. Could that be about to change this evening? He labelled this one the best in the country. Perhaps he would say that, being a Dundee lad, but nonetheless, his goal separates the two sides so far.
Well, he was at Hibs, wasn't he? So he knows what an Edinburgh derby is. He's got something to compare it with. But another looks like another long throw, or is it they're going to change it? I thought they were putting all the big guys up, so I think Jim Goodwin's saying, no, leave it there. We want the long throw again.
Yeah, and the young Graham that's come on has got a proper long throw compared to Seville.
Dundee will wind one up on the far side. This throw-in is just a bit in line with the Dundee penalty spot, and it comes away by Palmer Holding. Only as far as the back post, and there's the equaliser. Dundee United fire back instantly. It was a long throw which got them their win against Aberdeen on Sunday, and it's a long throw which has caused carnage for Dundee and will level terms in the Dundee derby.
Yeah, I mean, I felt that coming. I thought just before Dundee scored, they were getting ahead of steam up in terms of long throws and corners. And I think what done Dundee there, I'm not quite sure who got in the end of it, but what did Dundee was the change of the thrower.
Naivety.
It was a proper long throw, and it went up over the head of all the main Dundee defenders. It got a slight touch on it. Who finished it, Ian?
It was Vichko Savelj.
So it's a good run, a good late run in. Very, very easy finish. But I felt it was coming. There was a little bit of pressure building on these set plays and long throws.
Yeah, I mean, again, Ian McCall had it on the head there. He said, you know, Ross Graham's got a proper long throws, he said. And I think Dundee, you know, misjudged it. I think that before, because Seville was throwing it, it was going less than the 6-yard line, but this one came right into the box and got a little flick on, and Seville run round the back. So I just think it was either, you know, not understanding, or who's taking the throw, or they've switched off, or they're still overexcited about scoring the goal. But for whatever reason, you know, we did mention that the Dundee United have got the 3 big guys when they come on there, and it could be a set piece. It's exactly what's happened. The game's delayed because of some pyrotechnics, I think, behind the Dundee United goal. Where the Dundee United supporters are. So there's a slight delay, but nevertheless, we thought there'd be goals in this game. Now 1-1.
And what a time to score your first Dundee United goal. Vitsco Sevilla with the equaliser in the Dundee derby. Dundee 1, Dundee United 1. What a game we've got on our hands now, as we have played 66 minutes on BBC Radio Scotland. And it's Dundee 1, Dundee United 1. An epic 25 minutes or so awaits, potentially more, with stoppage time. As Jim mentioned there was a flare thrown on from the United supporters away to our left-hand side. Both clubs appeal to their supporters to avoid bringing flares and pyrotechnics into the ground. But it sets us up for a cracking end to this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a good game anyway. You know, there hasn't been too many saves to make or real goal-mouth action, but it's been, both teams have been very open and trying to, you know, take the game to each other. It certainly hasn't been, you know, a game, you know, with, you know, two teams getting behind the ball and trying to stifle each other. They're trying to have a go, and the fact that Dundee get that penalty, Dundee United, all credit to Jim Goodwin. Straight away, he made the change, got another striker up top, went a little bit more direct, got the long throw in, and they've capitalised on that. So 1-1, and I think in balance of play, probably a fair result as it stands.
Here come United once again. It's Ryan Strain forces the ball up the right-hand side for Stevenson to chase. He goes to ground, and Stephen McLean is happy enough with the assistance of his far side assistant and awards Dundee the throw.
Ryan Strain's another one that's been terrific in the game. Absolutely terrific defensively and getting off the pitch.
So, finally poised once again in the Dundee derby as Van der Sande leads off, looking for his strike partner Sam Dalby. Free kick this time going the way of the home side.
Yeah, I think it was a free kick.
Yeah, I
think Niall Cameron just rolled him and he just clipped. I think it was a Ross Docker, I'm not sure. He just clipped him anyway. Ross just used the experience there to make sure there was no counter-attack. Yeah, I mean, the game could go either way. How did Dundee react? Is it not stuffing me a little bit, having scored and then losing that goal so quickly? Did United, you know, think, wait a minute, you know, we're now in the ascendancy, or can Dundee roll up the sleeves and you know, try and grab the game with the scruff of the neck again? But nevertheless, very entertaining, and certainly I don't think anyone could call it at this stage of the game.
Absolutely not. As Adebayoga forces a clearance back into the Dundee half. Dundee have it with Mulligan down this right hand side, and just inside his own half forces the ball up the line, but Will Ferry gets a block on it, and Dundee have a throw in just in front of the United technical area as Ryan Astley has the ball in his hands, shadowed by Jim Goodwin wearing the black overcoat, quite animated in the second half, not happy at all with what he'd seen in the first 45 minutes. He introduced Ross Graham for Tropanovsky, then the penalty decision went against his side, and then moments later his side were back at level terms, and all was well again for the moment anyway, although I'm sure he's having a go at his side as they will try to find a winner in this one.
Tony Docherty seems to be relatively relaxed at the moment. I think he's maybe just trying to show that calmness, not want to show that there's any tension there. And he does have options on the bench, you know, if he wants to go to the likes of Scott Tiffany. You know, he's always been a very good player for them this year. He can certainly cut this main, a real physical presence up front if he wants to try something a little bit more direct. So there are options there for Dundee if they do want to risk it. But I think he'll give it 5 minutes just to let everything try and calm down. Again, it's their turn now. Astley going to put the long throw in, so both teams trying to use the long throws in advantage.
Every player get a long throw. Used to be you just get one in each team. Now that they all seem to be able to throw it long.
Well, here's the latest long throw. It's Ryan Astley who's winding one up as he reaches the byline. It's a good launch on it as well as it reaches the edge of the 6-yard box. It's knocked away by United, picked up and recycled by Mohamed Silla, and Astley fires the ball off the United jersey to win a throw-in just in the shadow of his own manager. Astley with the throw, met by the head of Ross Docherty.
Yeah, we can get in the box again here with you can see Clark Robertson and I think all the players are centre backs heading towards the goal there this time, see if they can judge it a little bit better than they did the last time.
Anything United can do, Dundee will try to do better as Astley winds it up again, and it comes headed away on the penalty spot. United pick up the scraps through Will Ferry, and he hacks the ball away to safety. Silla on the halfway line, rolls it back to his goalkeeper Trevor Carson, takes a touch and fires the ball forward up to Adewumi, who's out jumped by Ross Graham. Bit of a mismatch in terms of height there, Graham against Adewumi. As Astley wins the latest header on the halfway line. Silla and Cameron contest for it. That's two Dundee players, by the way, as Silla has barged to ground. He's a big lad. It took an awful lot to knock him over, but he's gone to ground.
It was a foul. I just think the game's we're talking about long throws, corners, etc, etc. I think one or two of the players need to just put their foot in the ball and try and make a couple of passes, and that might be the difference in winning and or only drawing the game.
And he take the free kick right on the halfway line. It's Astley and Cameron. Back to Astley, strokes the ball with the right boot, and United get it clear once again as Docherty and Adewumi wrestle for possession in the midfield department, and it's once again Will Ferry who steps in to knock the ball away. In fact, that was Kevin Holt, and it's Luke Graham who mops up in the Dundee backline, and it's forward by Carson up to the halfway line. Silla out jumped. United tried to get going. Jim Goodwin has his hands in the air.
I thought it was a free kick. I was watching. I didn't follow the ball, and I was watching the challenge on the sand, and they just didn't allow me to chase onto the ball.
Yeah, I think as Ian was saying there, the ball was getting kicked 4 or 5 times. We were actually losing sight of the ball. It's going above the stand, so the game became scrappy. But when that's the case, then Dundee United to have managed to get themselves back in the game. I think they're the happier team. They can manage to make sure that Dundee are not getting control, and again they can put their 3 centre backs up and look to see if they can get delivery into this box here. I think it'll be Ferry probably taking it with his left foot.
And United have the free kick down their left hand side. It's more than halfway through the Dundee half, and Will Ferry is the man who will take with the left boot. This will be a curler in towards the back post area. Plenty of big men to aim for, and it comes from Ferry. Dundee managed to get it clear. Adebalega trying to get something on it, and it's Cameron who plays the ball away to safety. Adewumi will have to chase. In fact, United go all the way back to the yellow shirted Jack Walton, forward by Walton. It's a big lump forward. Dalby brings it down with the knee and flicks it out towards the United left, but Stephen McLean has stopped play. And I think it was offside on the far side.
I think it must have been, because I don't think it was a foul. It was an offside.
I don't. He's not.
I think he's given a foul.
I think he's given a free kick. But I'm you. I didn't think it was a free kick. I think Dalby does well. Brings it down, plays it wide, looks to get in the box. And you say that's what he does. He doesn't get overcomplicate things. Sam Dalby, control it, get it wide, old school. Get yourself in the box and wait in the ball coming in. And the likes of Ferry and Ryan Strain, he's had good service all season.
Carson knocks it forward. United get it clear. Dundee fire it back though through Astley, and it's Adewumi onto Lyle Cameron trying to skip his way through. Chance for Palmer Holden. Out comes Jack Walton and makes a big save.
Yeah, well, listen, outstanding from Lyle Cameron, driving with the ball, perfectly weighted little pass. And to be fair, I think Holden did okay. He just couldn't lift it over the goal enough, and it's a good save. It's a good save from Walton.
Yeah, the goalkeeper got off his line very quickly there to narrow the angle.
Corner for Dundee down this near side. Plenty of options in the penalty box to aim for, and it comes towards Simon Murray. It's headed away by Chevalier. Simon Murray tries to get at it, and he's gone down again. And this time the referee waves in the direction of a United free kick. And Simon Murray feels there was contact. He's now limped his way back onto his feet.
I would contest that. I don't think he's limping. I think he's at it.
Yeah, I think if he's feigning there and he's trying to buy a free kick, then you know the referee should book him.
Penalty, Duff.
Yeah, the referee should book him, but he doesn't seem to have seen anything. Simon Murray's not complaining about it, so there's obviously no touch, and he's went down. So to me, if that's the case, then the referee Steve McLean should at least have a word with him, and if he doesn't bring out a yellow card. But nevertheless, no damage done as far as Dundee United are concerned, and it's still 1-1.
As we move up to the 76th minute on BBC Radio Scotland, Dundee 1, Dundee United 1. Dundee United before this one had scored 28 goals in the Premiership, 21 in the second half. 13 of those 21 have come in the final quarter of games. United dangerous late on, and here they come now. Holt racing forward on this left hand side. He's got Ferry for company. Holt feeds Ferry into the box. He goes, looks up, plays the ball back to Kevin Holt. He hits the shot towards goal. It's blocked again. And Adewumi clears only as far as Ross Graham. Midway through the Dundee half, Graham Vitsko Savells takes over, flights in the cross down the left hand side, and Dundee stand firm and clear and might get a breakaway here with Simon Murray racing away down the left hand side. Murray cuts in field, he's got Adebayoga for company as he drills it across and wins a corner.
Great defending by Adebayoga there. 1v1 with Simon Murray running at you. You know, he can go wide, he can chop inside. He's done the right thing. He showed him wide. See so many players showing them inside and they can just curl it with their right foot, but he didn't. Showed them the line, blocked it off, got to give away a corner. But the Dundee United, they really get exposed 1v1, taking a hell of a risk, but managed to get away with it.
Dundee with the corner over on the far side, the part of the stadium which used to hold the old terrace singers. Comes in, swung in towards a 6-yard box, and United once again get it clear to safety. It's Docherty down this left hand side. It's a long ball forward, and it's almost a wonderful ball from Docherty because Dundee looked a bit stretched, but they managed to cut it out on the halfway line with Mulligan, who's pressed by Jort van der Sand. Still Mulligan has it as he eventually goes. Van der Sand appeals to the referee, who awards Dundee man a free kick.
You're listening to Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland. Apologies for the drop in the line there at Dens. Part of the game is finally poised at 1 apiece there. A Murray penalty on 61 minutes. Savells with equaliser just 4 minutes later. It's been a busy old day on sports, and we brought you all the action. The game's kicked off at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Aberdeen 1, Ross County 2, Hearts 1, Motherwell 0, Kilmarnock 2, St Mirren 0, Rangers 3, Celtic 0, St Johnstone 1, Hibs 1, and as I said, Dundee 1, Dundee United 1. Back to our commentary team.
Thank you, Kenny. Welcome back to Dens Park. Dundee have a free kick just on the edge of the centre circle inside the United half. Lyle Cameron is over it as he takes a moment or two just to get his breath back. We're just ticking towards the final 10 minutes of the 90 in the Dundee derby. 1 apiece between Dundee and Dundee United. In from Cameron. On the edge of the box is Ross Graham, who it's a big header up to knock the ball out of play on the far side for a throw into the dark blues. Both sets of supporters now look nervously on as we edge towards the final minutes of this one. Is there late drama in the derby? As Dundee have possession over on the far side. I think that has gone for a throw-in,
yeah.
Right deep in United territory, over beside the corner flag at the far side. There's plenty of room there with the big track side to launch a throw, but it's gone short into Lyle Cameron. Dundee with possession once again, and comes across away by Graham. Simon Murray chases after the scraps, he's got it, and he tries to get the cross in, but thunders the ball off the shin pads of Kevin Holt, and it's behind for a Dundee corner.
Yeah, Dundee seem to have cleared their head a little bit. I think that the Dundee United equaliser coming so soon after their opener, I think definitely knocked the stuff in them a little bit, but they seem to have cleared their heads, as I said, and now they've got this corner. Look to swing it right on top of Jack Bolton here.
Yeah, everyone has made their way into the 6-yard box. There's a real cluster of bodies surrounding Jack Walton. In comes the cross, all the way into the 6-yard box it goes, and United eventually hack the ball away to safety. And it's York van der Sand who's currently grappling with Mulligan and Mo Silla for the ball. Mo Silla emerges with it. He's still got York van der Sand snapping at his heels, but he's found Olusegun Adewumi, and Stephen McLean has brought play back.
Yeah, then apologised. He realises himself. He was trying to let advantage going in when Mo Silla actually released the ball. He then decides to blow it. He has apologised. It was a mistake with the referee, but he's just got to delay it just a fraction more.
I think you're right, though. I think he tried to. I think Silla was fouled 2 or 3 times there, and it was just on the third one he blew up.
Well, we talked about Tony Docherty being cool and calm and collected. He wasn't after that decision. He was absolutely raging.
Yeah, but I think again, we said before, there's not too much intricate football playing out from the back. Ryan Ashley and Clark Robertson getting up the pitch again, making sure again they were. Look, Graham trying to put the ball right in the box.
Forward by Carson, it's into the penalty box, and it's Graham who manages to get a big boot on it to clear. York van der Sand holds up play and waits for support in Tangerines. He's on the far side, the big striker. On the United right-hand side is Adebayega. Eventually gets the ball away from danger, and it's Dalby who waits for the support, and it comes in the form of Will Ferry, who gets into the penalty box. Will Ferry trying to jink his way through, comes back! It's a shot, it's goal, and it's saved by the legs of Trevor Carson.
It was an outstanding save. Absolutely brilliant save. I mean, he's only going to move a little bit, and I think he saves it with his legs, but I thought the fullback had lost the ball, but good strike, and Carson keeps the draw of the score just now.
Unbelievable save that.
Ryan Strain with the shot, saved by Trevor Carson. A massive save as we tick ever close to the end of the 90. In it comes near post, and Dundee get it clear, and it's Adewumi who will chase, and he's met by the figure of Will Ferry, who's impressed.
Yeah, both fullbacks really good for Dundee United, and I think Ferry went there, and it was Strain had the strike.
Another change for the visitors. Kennedy Nitsan can tell us more.
Yeah, Richard O'Dara coming on for Dundee United with their captain coming off Ross Docherty as we edge into the last 7 minutes of play. And just quickly on that penalty, the guidance that we've had is that the arm was out away from the body in an unnatural position, which is why that review was recommended and penalty given, just in case that is a talking point for you later on.
Thank you, Keradine. Richard O'Dara on for United. He's only made one start for the Arabs. That was on Boxing Day.
It's a difficult time to come on in these games. It's a difficult time to come on in these games. The game's, really at its peak now, and in terms of tempo and energy, and to come on at this time, hard to get up to speed with it.
Olusegun Adewumi has won his side. Well, he thought was a corner. But Stephen McLean, very dramatic in his length of time to make decisions tonight. We're all looking towards the corner about to be given, but no, he's given a goal kick.
In terms of the substitution, I think the Dundee United captain has been Ross Docherty. He's been excellent. This is his first start for about, I would say, 2.5 months, so he's done well, I think, to last whatever it is in 85 minutes or whatever.
Yeah, 84 minutes on the clock as we head towards the 90, and no doubt some stoppage time because there was a lengthy VAR check for the Dundee penalty. It's Dundee 1, Dundee United 1 on BBC Radio Scotland. But the way it's going to be a very dramatic end to this one. Both sides having a real go at each other. Here's Sam Dalby, was almost in behind, and Dundee managed to get it clear. Ashley hucks the ball away to safety. It's returned by Holt. United trying to get a hold of the ball through York van der Sand. Now O'Dada, who's going for goal, and you know what? Stuff of Derby legends, because O'Dada wound it up there, but his shot was woeful and it trickled all the way through to Trevor Carson.
He's got to play wide.
It was literally 40 yards out and he's just on the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to play it wide. He's got Strain wide, who has been terrific getting forward with that shot earlier on with Trevor Carson's save. Just show a little bit of calmness, composure, and play your teammate in.
United want a free kick, and they are going to get one. And the yellow card flashed in the direction of Luke Graham.
We know where this free kick's going as well.
And United have the free kick midway through the Dundee half, over on the far side, the United right.
I think young Luke Graham's done well. Ian, he did a minute ago there. He just got himself on the right side of Sam Dalby to make sure he wasn't getting through. But for a young player with not much experience at this level at all, really, I think he's handled himself very well. I mean, obviously, the crucial part of the match now, the last 5 minutes, but done well.
Ferry with the delivery on the far side with the left, meets the head of Simon Murray. O'Dada beats Robertson to the ball. It's gone behind for the United throw-in, much to the disbelief of the Dundee supporters in the main stand.
It was clearly a United throw-in though. I mean, it was right in front of us.
Yeah, and there's a long throw coming in for Ross Graham again.
And Ross Graham wraps the ball under the Tangerine shirt. In fact, he's gone short. He surprised everyone. And it's Ferry looking to cut inside. He's away past Palmer Holden. Back to O'Dada, who looks like he's going to wind one up and shoot, but he's rolled it out to the right-hand side for Strain. Up against Finlay Robertson, heading towards the byline. Cuts back. Can he get the cross in? He can't. He's robbed by Simon Murray, and Simon Murray flicks it forward for Adewumi, but no takers as O'Dada tidies up on the halfway line. O'Dada back in possession once again. Forward for Adebayoga, who's in nosebleed territory. The big centre-half has stayed forward. Plays it out towards the right-hand side. Oh, wonderful ball over to the left. It's met well by Kevin Holt. Fires it across, and Sam Dalby tucks it in. Sam Dalby scores his 10th goal for Dundee United, and it has them in front in the derby.
I think it's an absolutely magnificent ball in from Kevin Holt, and it's Kevin Holt running up from left centre back, and really good run by Dalby. I don't know about Duff, but I've felt that coming, and it's throughout the second half, not just when they were on top. I just want you to look at the game. You know, it's up that Dundee were bringing 3 or 4 back. Dundee United were playing man for man. I think they were the team that were going for it, and they may have just won the derby.
Yeah, I think the change of shape has definitely helped Dundee United. The likes of Kevin Holt is comfortable going forward. He bombed forward, got himself to that advanced position, no one picking him up. A fantastic ball. And I've said all season, Sam Dalby in and around between the sticks. That's exactly where you want your striker. Makes that run across, I think it was Clark Robertson, and just got a lovely little flick to it. But because the pace is on the ball, he just has to redirect it. An outstanding goal from the striker, but Dundee United certainly shown that once they get that equaliser, they were going to drive for that winner, and with just a few minutes to go, you know, it could be a massive win for Dundee United and Jim Goodwin.
Dundee United's 30th goal of the campaign. 23 of those goals have come in the second half, and now 14 of those goals have come in the final quarter of games. We've seen so many late goals from Dundee United this season, and the latest from Sam Dalby has them in front at Dens in the Dundee derby, as Dalby wrestles for possession with Clark Robertson. His 10th goal of the season as well. Well, they say never fall in love with a lone player. Dundee United fans are falling head over heels for Sam Dalby, as Astley with the throw-in down this right-hand side. Forward for Jort van de Sande now. Dundee have it back as they try to find an equaliser. Forced through towards Simon Murray, sliding to the ground. And United have it back, and Jort van de Sande tries to flicker out for Richard O'Dada. Dundee have possession back now. Dundee have to throw everything at United late on. Olison Adewumi gets into the penalty box, gets the ball in, and it's easily held at his near post inside the 6-yard box by Jack Walton.
Yeah, we were surprised Dundee haven't made a substitution, you know, just to maybe throw a couple of bodies up front, maybe take one of the centre backs off, maybe you know, take a wee gamble, but and maybe somebody like Luke Graham going off, but to do that and throw an extra body up front. But Tony seems to be, I say, settled with the team he's got on the pitch. I think there is going to be a few minutes extra, and I think he's going to throw a couple of subs on, just as I mentioned it.
Yeah, we've now had confirmation as well. 5 minutes of additional time. We're into the 5 minutes of which just now. Sam Dalby making it 2-1 to Dundee United. Simon Murray from the penalty spot had the dark blues in front, but Vichko Sevilla with the equaliser. And Sam Dalby with potentially a winner. Dundee United could go 8 unbeaten in the derby. The longest stretch unbeaten in derby matches for Dundee United was 13. That was from 1979 to 1983. At the moment, Jim Goodwin's men look to make it 8 Dundee derbies without defeat. Even sweeter when it's at Dens Park as well, as Adewumi gets played in, but the pass is overcooked from Mulligan, and it's behind for a goal kick to the visitors. Changes for Dundee afoot, and Kerridin Idsan can tell us about them.
Yeah, just a couple of minutes to try and get an equaliser. Curtis Main coming on, and Scott Tiffany as well, as Dundee make the double change to try and get that equalising goal.
Thank you, Kerridin. Tiffany and Main on as I make it anyway. 3 minutes to go. Dundee 1, Dundee United 2.
Yeah, I feel a little bit surprised that he's waited so long. The game hanging in the balance, and I thought Dundee United had the upper hand. I thought maybe Tony Docherty might have went for it a wee bit earlier to try and get a winner. Now he's chasing an equaliser.
Here's Adewumi linking up with Curtis Main on the left hand side. United get it clear. United have been impressive defensively this season as well. You would like to think anyway, if you're a Dundee United fan, they would manage to see this one out. The only side to keep a clean sheet against Celtic this season. But here come Dundee with a long throw, and it's in line with the United penalty box, and Ryan Astley is just drying this ball off with the shirt. Takes a couple of steps back and launches the ball into the box. It's away by Adebayoga. Helped on again. Lyle Cameron takes over, fires towards goal. It took a deflection off a United body, and Scott Tiffany on the far side lets it go behind for the corner.
Trevor Carson looking to ask if he can come up. I think Tony Docherty, I don't know if he'd want to do that. He's got enough big bodies in there. He's got Silla, he's got Curtis Main on, and then amongst his 3 centre backs.
Yeah, Trevor Carson is going. He's got permission.
Silla's going back now with Carson up.
And Carson is into the box. In comes the corner from the far side, whipped in, not too far away from Trevor Carson. It's Mohamed Silla who picks up the scraps though. And Silla is forced down the right-hand side. He's not got too much in terms of options. Rolls it back to Carson, who's made his way back to the halfway line. In from Carson. Simon Murray flicks it on, edge of the 18 is Palmer Holding looking to get a grip. Robertson even. As Robertson's header eventually finds Tiffany on the left-hand side. Now Astley swings in the cross from the far side all the way towards the back post. Silla tries to get a grip of the ball as Dundee knock it back into the box. Murray's the target, and United clear through Emmanuel Adebayoga. Once again Dundee have it with Astley. Knocked forward, Dundee want to foul, and Dundee United will get a chance to break here, and it's York van der Sand racing away down the right hand side. He's got Graham for company, squares it for Sam Dalby, takes a touch on the edge of the box. Can they get the shot away? He can't. Dundee are back in numbers and manage to get the ball clear. Forward to Curtis Main. It's end-to-end stuff as we tick towards the end of the match here at Dens Park. Dundee have it on the far side. It's Tiffany drifting in field from the left-hand side. Tiffany with a cross, looking for Murray once again. United get it clear. Astley infield to Mohamed Silla. No way through for Silla as he turns and spins and plays it to Graham. On the far side is Tiffany. Can he hang the cross? And he can. Murray again the target, and the ball nipped off his toes on the edge of the box, and United can break here. And in fact, there is the final whistle. Large cheers from the Bob Shankly stand away to our left-hand side. The bragging rights of the Dundee Derby belong to those in Tangerine and black. Dundee United had to come from behind to claim all 3 points, a massive 3 points, which sees them move up to third spot in the Premiership table. Simon Murray's penalty gave Dundee the lead, but Vitsko Savelj headed in at the back post, and Sam Dalby scored his 10th goal of the campaign, flicking one in at the back post late on. Jim Goodwin's men hold on, and they win the derby. Full time here at Dens, Dundee 1, Dundee United 2.